Holding down with the lovely Aaliyah. What's going on, Aaliyah?
What's up? How you doing? I'm good. It's been a while. It sure has been a while.
And he was working with R. Kelly, and they were making so many records together. You know, they made all of those records together. They both, Aaliyah, they shared so much in common.
The world woke up to a headline that no one saw coming. Jay-Z, one of the most iconic names in modern music and business, has reportedly left the country. Not for a tour, not for a business venture, but under circumstances that feel far more alarming. His sudden exit, wrapped in secrecy, has sparked a wildfire of speculation, linking his name to the explosive developments coming out of Sean Diddy Combs' ongoing.
Yeah, a number of jurors have been turned away. One woman, because she had seen that hotel surveillance video, she saw a still image of it where Combs is on camera kicking and dragging his then girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Now, the jurors said that she referred to it as damning evidence, and after a back and forth with the judge, he decided to excuse her for cause because she had formed an opinion on it.
Federal trial. The timing, way too suspicious to ignore, and the details behind his disappearance, as vague as they are, unsettling. Sources close to aviation insiders confirmed that a private jet quietly lifted off from a discreet New Jersey airstrip in the dead of night. The passenger list? Empty, except for one name, Sean Corey Carter. That's right, Jay-Z. Unconfirmed reports suggest the flight was bound for a secluded European estate, allegedly owned by a longtime business partner. The suddenness of his departure, combined with its covert execution, has only fueled whispers that Hov may have been tipped off about an imminent arrest or subpoena connected to the Bombshell revelations spilling out of Diddy's federal trial. Now, legal speculation around Jay-Z isn't new. But this move? It's gasoline on an already out-of-control fire. What's making this even darker is how Jay-Z's name has landed squarely in the crosshairs of Diddy's legal fallout. Over the last few weeks, the trial has peeled back the layers of a powerful underground network said to stretch back decades. Witnesses described over-the-top events curated by Diddy, gatherings that blurred the line between elite luxury and something much more sinister. Held in private mansions and five-star hotels, these parties were allegedly meticulous productions, with an exclusive invite-only guest list stacked with high-profile names. According to testimony, Jay-Z wasn't just another attendee. He was reportedly a key player, deep in the planning and even the execution. No formal charges have been brought against him yet, but what's coming out of the courtroom has already triggered a digital avalanche of suspicion. Even more damning is the account of a former Diddy employee who described these events as being locked down tight, guests screened, phones banned, NDAs enforced. That same source claimed Jay-Z's reach extended way beyond his music empire, right into the core of these secretive gatherings. The witness claims Jay and Diddy were frequently seen in intense conversations. Talk many believe may have included efforts to bury scandal before it ever surfaced. These claims haven't been confirmed, but that hasn't stopped the internet from running wild, asking just how deep this rabbit hole really goes. People keep saying, nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about that. That whole era just slid under the radar. Why? And now, maybe, we're starting to get answers. Adding even more layers to this web is Jay-Z's own documented past. For years, he's spoken openly about his early hustle in the streets of Brooklyn, framing it as survival. But now, the very same skills he once said helped him navigate poverty, strategy, secrecy, cutting ties when needed, are being reinterpreted through a very different lens. Was his rise just brilliance and hard work? Or was there something else under the surface this whole time? Critics are now asking the question no one wanted to touch. Did those street-learned lessons Jay-Z once wore as a badge of survival ever really leave him? Or did they just evolve into something sharper, more strategic, more dangerous? Was his rise to billionaire status truly powered by vision and talent alone? Or was something else moving in the background this whole time? The contrast between his polished public image as a self-made mogul and these chilling allegations of shadowy dealings is almost too stark to brush off. And then came the bombshell. Just one day before Jay-Z's discreet departure, courtroom walls echoed with a jaw-dropping claim. A witness testified that they had viewed video footage from one of Diddy's infamous parties. Footage that allegedly showed a major celebrity engaging in deeply questionable behavior. The identity of the figure in the clip was officially withheld, but online speculation exploded and all fingers pointed in one direction. Jay-Z conspiracy. Theorists kicked into overdrive, claiming the flight wasn't just convenient, it was strategic, a calculated exit, an attempt to stay a step ahead of the legal fallout that seemed to be moving in fast. Legal experts quickly joined the conversation. If Jay-Z is entangled in the allegations pouring out of Diddy's trial, his sudden disappearance might not just raise eyebrows, it could be evidence. Some prosecutors may use his absence to argue complicity or even accessory behavior tied to Diddy's alleged crimes. Others suggest his retreat could pressure authorities to fast-track their investigation into his exact role, if there is one. Now, every single move he makes, or doesn't make, is being dissected under a microscope. All of this is unfolding in the aftermath of the Cassie lawsuit. After that came a tidal wave of additional lawsuits, federal raids, and full-blown media frenzy. Social platforms are overflowing with DIY detectives tracking flight logs, decoding Beyoncé's cryptic Instagram captions, and digging through old interviews for even the faintest clues about what's really going on. Theories range from carefully planned exits months in the making to sheer panic caused by an unexpected leak. But one thing's clear. This story has gripped the culture, and it's not letting go anytime soon. Even more telling is Jay-Z's complete silence. No press releases, no slick PR plays, no surprise songs or statements to flip the narrative. For someone who's always controlled his image like a fortress, this radio silence is deafening. There's now a massive void, and the internet is filling it with speculation, theories, and a growing belief that this is just the first chapter in a much bigger story. And the Diddy trial? It's just beginning to reveal the dirt. No one's shocked anymore that Diddy's being painted as predatory. But what is shocking is how many power players may have been involved, and how long this system may have been protected. This isn't just about one man's downfall. This could be the unraveling of an entire structure, a blueprint of fame, power, and control that's operated unchecked for decades. The stakes, unimaginably high, and how far will he go to protect it? As the world watches, one thing is crystal clear. This story is far from over. Just when you thought the darkness couldn't deepen any further, the spotlight shifts, this time to Beyoncé. While Jay-Z's sudden disappearance had everyone guessing, Beyoncé's silence has been absolutely deafening, and, for many, suspicious. Once hailed as a symbol of empowerment and independence, she now finds herself cast in a much darker role. Rumors swirl around her, not just questioning her involvement in Jay-Z's sudden exit, but suggesting she may be deeply entangled in the very web of secrecy and power that's unraveling right before our eyes. It's a clash of two images. Beyoncé, the global icon, and Beyoncé, the possible mastermind behind a scheme no one dared to imagine. So why now? Why does Puffy, or rather Jay-Z, suddenly become the acceptable monster like R. Kelly was before? Who's next on the chopping block? People don't seem to realize the lineup. Insiders hint Beyoncé could be the real force behind the scenes. The one orchestrating Jay-Z's escape, from securing the private jet to coordinating with top-tier legal teams. Whispers claim her influence was the glue holding this entire operation together. Though unconfirmed, these theories have taken off online, with fans scrutinizing her recent behavior. A cryptic social media post just days before Jay-Z vanished featured a single word, evolve. Was it a subtle hint at their next move? Or a distraction meant to shift attention away from the brewing storm? But it doesn't stop there. Beyoncé's ties to Sean "Diddy" Combs are also under the microscope. What was once believed to be a purely professional relationship now carries darker undertones. Courtroom murmurs suggest Diddy's infamous "parties weren't just about Jay-Z." Some insiders claim Beyoncé made occasional appearances too. No direct accusations have surfaced, yet, but the implication is loud and clear. She wasn't merely a bystander. Her name keeps popping up in whispers about behind-the-scenes damage control and legal chess moves designed to shield their circle from the fallout of long-buried scandals now coming to light. Pause for a second and think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter once orchestrated a plan involving Hype Williams to put a certain Leo on a faulty plane, as punishment for rejecting him and to clear the path for Beyoncé's rise, who was reportedly struggling at the time. But here's the most chilling part of this growing narrative: its connection to a long-standing conspiracy theory that's haunted the entertainment world for years. The tragic deaths of Aaliyah, Lisa, Left Eye Lopes, and even Michael Jackson have been dragged back into the spotlight. Some accuse this elite circle, Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, of being somehow involved in the events that led to their untimely ends. This kind of theory would have been dismissed as internet lunacy just a few years ago. But with Diddy's trial underway and Jay-Z's sudden disappearance, the coincidences are too striking to ignore. All three icons died on the 25th of different months. Now, conspiracy hunters are combing through old interviews, song lyrics, and public appearances, hunting for hidden messages linking these tragic fates to the power couple. The theories about Aaliyah's death have grown darker by the day. Online sleuths argue her final days weren't a near accident, but a carefully planned move by those in power. Aaliyah's rapid rise made her a formidable force, a talent so big it threatened to outshine even the industry's biggest stars. And that, according to some, made her a target. These claims are disturbing, suggesting powerful people may have orchestrated her demise to protect their own interests. She was unconscious. She never wanted to board that plane. Phone calls were made. Witnesses signed NDAs. Adding fuel to the fire are resurfaced interviews with Aaliyah's closest friends and former boyfriend Damon Dash, who's long hinted at dark forces shadowing her career. Dash has never directly named Jay-Z or Diddy, but his vague warnings about Aaliyah being a sacrificial lamb, stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time, have reignited fierce debates about who really pulled the strings. Some theorists point to Aaliyah's decision to cut ties with earlier collaborators as proof she sensed danger, but lacked the power to escape. And one of the most unsettling claims? The circumstances surrounding the plane crash itself. New details suggest the flight was thrown together in haste, and that Aaliyah was hesitant to board the overloaded plane from the start. Witnesses have claimed that Aaliyah expressed serious concerns about the plane's capacity. She was reportedly pressured by her team to go through with the flight anyway. Theories suggest this pressure wasn't just about logistics, but part of something far darker. Ask yourself, why would anyone need to sign a non-disclosure agreement about a plane crash if it was truly accidental? Riddle me that. Work with me. Here. Plane crashes are tragic, but secrecy like that, it reeks of something more sinister. One viral theory has even focused on J. Cole's song She Knows, which conspiracy theorists say contains coded references to Shan Carter and Beyoncé Knowles. The title alone has been endlessly analyzed, some claiming She Knows is a play on their names. The lyrics mention stars burning out, a metaphor for those lost to the industry's darker forces. Sure, it's a stretch, but with all this speculation swirling, especially with a trial this explosive, She Knows isn't going unnoticed. And then there's Beyoncé's own music. Suddenly, her song Haunted is being dissected line by line, fans and skeptics alike pointing to lyrics that sound almost like confessions. It's what you do. It's what you see. I know if I'm haunting you, you must be haunting me. Is this a subtle admission? A nod to a secret she's carried for years? Or just another case of fans reading way too deep? Either way, her silence isn't helping. This morning, Jay-Z publicly denied allegations that he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside Sean Diddy Combs. The civil lawsuit, originally filed against Combs in October, was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, known only as Jane Doe, claims both men assaulted her. Adding another tangled layer is Jaguar Wright, former collaborator turned outspoken critic of the music industry. Wright has long accused Jay-Z and Beyoncé of being part of a shadowy inner circle wielding unchecked power over the entertainment world. In a recent interview, Wright doubled down, hinting that she knows people ready to testify against the couple, calling them a nasty little duo who've profited off exploiting others. What's chilling is how closely her claims align with what we're seeing in Diddy's trial. Stories of orchestrated cover-ups, manipulation, and a code of silence. This isn't just about individuals. It's systemic, pervasive, and deeply rooted. While Jaguar Wright's accusations remain unproven, they've definitely added gasoline to a fire already raging out of control. Jay-Z's statement, in particular, is forceful, in denial. He even challenges the accuser to file a criminal complaint. But is that even possible at this stage? The fallout is already shaking the industry. Several artists who've worked with Jay-Z and Beyoncé are reportedly distancing themselves. Unnamed sources say at least 2 high-profile collabs have been quietly shelved, with artists unwilling to risk backlash. Even Beyoncé's charity work is under scrutiny. Critics question if it's genuine or a calculated PR move to deflect from the mounting scandals. And yet, for all this chaos, one question dominates. Why hasn't Beyoncé said a word? Her silence, once seen as grace and strength, now feels like complicity. Is she protecting her family or protecting herself? Fans demand answers, and the longer she stays quiet, the louder the speculation grows. But here's a twist. Some insiders suggest Beyoncé might be a victim, trapped in a power dynamic with Jay-Z that leaves her little choice but to play along, a far cry from the strong, independent icon we know. Whatever the truth is, one thing's undeniable. The carefully crafted image of Jay-Z and Beyoncé as the ultimate power couple is cracking. Behind the glitz and glam lies a far more complicated, darker reality. As more details come to light, the real question is, how far will they go to protect their empire? And how much longer can they keep it from collapsing? Jay-Z, of course, is beyond annoyed. He has a family and a brand to protect. His challenge to come after me criminally isn't just bravado. It might be legally plausible given the severity of the allegations involving forcible compulsion. That means claims. He held someone down and raped them. Serious stuff. So where does all this leave us? Is Beyoncé a mastermind pulling strings, a victim caught in the crossfire, or something in between? And what about Jay-Z? Will he come out of hiding to face the storm, or stay in the shadows, leaving Beyoncé to face the fallout alone? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and trust me, this story, it's far from over. See you in the next one.